colleague,
colleague, colleague, colleague.
Colleague.
Who are you? A friend. A colleague. A colleague. A colleague. In fact, we're both in law enforcement.
Your father was a friend and a colleague.
The liberty of calling together a few of my colleagues to discuss your case.
National Fleet, this is my colleague, Major Anderson. May we?
Some colleagues are nervous about staying involved.
I'll ask my colleague. I was busy with the ambulance. Seat guest.
They're my colleagues.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to my colleagues. This is Professor Cantier, neurosurgeon.
Most of my colleagues think that I'm insane.
Are you?
Your colleagues arrived 20 minutes ago.
All right. I assume your colleague is Miss Skorsky.
Responsibility. Responsibility.
responsibility,
Responsibility. Responsibility.
My doctor, he says that I can't handle any kind of responsibility or else I could just snap at any moment.
Unruly, careless, sometimes those most in need of responsibility.
And but a humble musician who enjoys his leisure times, free of responsibility. I'm tired, Poe. Tired of the stress of leadership. Tired of responsibility. Mei Ling makes me happy.
My sister. My responsibility.
Your people.
Well, of course.
You have responsibility to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then, the killer in the basement, the one who's completely my responsibility. My responsibility.
It is our responsibility as immunes to restore this great nation.
It's a responsibility, and we don't take it lightly.
Responsibility. That's right. Responsibility.
This is going off the rails.
We must remember our first responsibility.
Claire, she's your responsibility. You need it here.
I need it out there more.
Death. And now you're Duke's responsibility.
He doesn't want a job.
A real responsibility. Chill.
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 That was weird. You just gotta chill.
Did you get your flu shot?
Hey, we'll be right back. Okay?
Stop it! You want me to go away!
Beth, just chill out. Everything's gonna be fine.
Now pay for your failures. You need to chill out, bro.
I will chill when I have your $20 as well, Tim.
Sort of vibe out on the wind and chill out a little.
Lisa, what the hell are we doing, man? This is turning into a bunch of bullshit.
Man, you gotta chill out.
LAX, let's go.
What can I do for you?
Nothing. Just wanted to follow up on that coffee idea. Walter, chill. I'm sorry, can you hold on a second?
Bro, relax. Hey, whoa, Johnny. Chill. Hey, get off of me, man. Hey, look, listen.
Fur-covered, whose breath he swore could chill its victims to death.
Hey, what are you doing over there?
Chill out, man. Just taking a piss.
You went back to the machine room for a quick toke and to chill. Patty walks in on you, she catches you, threatens your job, you kill her.
Supposed to take a couple of weeks.
Normally. The guy seems like an asshole. I'm trying to chill him out, but he's made a couple accusations.
Passive. Passive.
Passive.
Passive. Passive.
A little passive aggressive.
So what part of this is passive?
You keep speaking in the passive tense, but, we do things.
There's no correlation in the literature between transsexualism and violence. Transsexuals are very passive.
Have a go.
Well, Zoe's mother raised her to be a pacifist.
Hitting a classmate in the face is hardly a passive response. Passive response. Passive response.
I don't even know what he's gonna think or what he's gonna say. I just feel like I've got to stop feeling so passive about things, you know?
And as for the candy, you know, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones.
Oh, there you go with your passive-aggressive stuff again.
The passive voice.
Word choice, repetition, and the use of passive or active voice can tell you a lot about the person who wrote this.
I'm talking about top of the line, none of this cheap, passive WIC system bullshit.
I mean that sincerely, not passive-aggressively, as in it's a good attribute for a spy to...
About this later?
No. I need you now.
Wouldn't you prefer to socialize with Tom, who is a sexually passive outdoorsman?
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Roof as this unfortunate, as it's fallen, and in your precious, in your delicate condition.
As for my unfortunate Monica, I'd rather you not use it.
That's unfortunate. Unfortunate. This is Gilbourne.
Gives up. Well, I have faith. You're an unfortunate man. Tommy Cole's boy?
Yes, sir.
Well, that is unfortunate.
Seems to me it's just an unfortunate situation. Or not so unfortunate.
Hurry. It's an unfortunate way to meet the woman who means so much to my son.
Like Ted, he's always been a team player. It's unfortunate he has this secret.
It was a mistake, one he's always regretted.
I know you didn't mean it, Claire. It's just unfortunate how things are playing out.
Doctor. I have an unfortunate excess of.
Anchor.
Anchor. Anchor. Anchor.
Anchor.
I love Annika. But I would never betray this country or my partner. Dunross counts on me. She doesn't have anyone else. It's like I'm her anchor.
Josh, we'll anchor here. We'll anchor here. We'll anchor here.
Hi. I don't think I've seen you around here before.
Oh, I'm Gary. Yeah. New sports anchor.
New sports anchor. Anchor.
New guy brings the coffee, right?
Hi, everybody. I'm Amy, Charlie's mom, and former anchor for Good Morning Campus today.
Sine is the angle of the ship's anchor cable. So the cable is the hypotenuse.
Drop port anchor.
What?
Drop it now!
Peter Billings? Sounds like a TV anchor.
No TLC for my TLC ID?
Oh, I've been waiting on the TLC joke, but that was not good.
Why not just shut this whole thing down and stop anyone from coming through?
Because the terminus only anchors our end here. Even if we shut it down, the time fracture would open somewhere else within about 3 clicks.
Homer, you're the anchor store of my heart.
Just call me Borders Books, 'cause I'll always be here.
You're always trying to be the anchor, Heavy. You know, do it on your own. Well, maybe you should embrace the fact that you have a team.
Impatient.
Impatient.
Impatient. Impatient.
Impatient.
Impatient. Impatient. Impatient. Completely loyal to the cause, though, and the others almost treat Red Eye like a god.
No, you sound a bit impatient. Impatient. Impatient.
He's rude, impatient, distant. Seems pretty normal to me.
Bert, I've been doing the switch the same way I've done it every night for the last 10 years. You're just impatient.
I'm impatient, Anton, because I have to share a cloak with the sweaty walrus man.
You're impatient because you just want to get the show over with.
So finally they get so impatient, they just shoot him, boom, 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 put him in a fucking hole. What do I want?
Hurry up, man. You act like you're looking for donuts.
Why are you so impatient?
I got shit to do.
Okay, well, give me
Let's go!
Fine.
Always so impatient, Francesco.
Talk with them.
And I'm growing impatient.
Okay, one sec.
He may be big and loud and clumsy and annoying and impatient and hot-headed and...
I'm impatient and curt, while you somehow keep the squints motivated and productive.
Tired.
Tired, impatient.
What can I do?
I've never known you to be a person who was irrational or impatient.
Distinguish.
Distinguish. Distinguish. Distinguish.
Distinguish.
She should be learning to distinguish. She should be learning to distinguish. She should be learning to distinguish whose heart is sincere and who instead tells lies.
Do not be afraid. I can distinguish perfectly between pleasure and pain.
It's the Goonies and it's Citizen Kane. They don't distinguish between high and low. It's wonderful.
Daniel, the German chap, the grounded one. The one who helps you distinguish fact from fiction.
The world of the imagination and the real world blend so that they cannot distinguish the difference.
Such as this one, it is important that you master it.
Like it's important that I study tobacco ash and can distinguish one form of mold from another.
Them have literally brought light to lands that were dark and just as often rained darkness where once there was light. Father doesn't distinguish.
Really? You don't think that's a little derivative?
Yes, but I am hoping to distinguish the ending.
What about my face?
No tattoos, distinguishing marks. What do you think you're doing?
Variation. You're having trouble distinguishing what's causing the enhanced pathogenesis and what's just background noise.
It's all about distinguishing your product, maximizing your brand awareness.
And it just takes time to distinguish between the real world and the fantasy of a child's world.
Intense.
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 Mission accomplished.
Wow, man. That was intense.
Task completed.
That's bullshit.
Well, he's just a little intense.
Yeah, a little intense. Like a fucking maniac.
You're so intense.
I'm focusing.
Meet someone and have that intense attraction right away.
Yossi, look at me.
Don't do intense right now, my man.
I sat in a corner booth.
So he was here with someone.
Definitely. The two of them were having a real intense conversation.
Oh, this guy was way more intense. Scary.
Who is he?
I don't know. I didn't want to know. I just did what I had to and I got out of there.
Things are getting a little intense in here.
I don't know. It's intense.
Nauseous. It was this intense pulsing, like my heart was in my head.
The containment module broadcasts some pretty intense encrypted homing signals.
Spy.
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 Spy. Spy.
You'll be my spy. Spy.
We just got our start. Now you want me to leave?
You're asking me to be a spy?
I'm asking you.
So he's a Western spy? And there's no way to prove what he's stealing because it's all in his head.
CFTC.
What's your middle name?
Leon?
Shoot him. He's an American spy.
That's exactly what a fob would do. Look, my entire life I've tried to do the right thing. You know, maybe I wasn't a spy like you.
Well, it would seem we're on the hunt for the least competent spy China's employed since the Ming Dynasty.
Ted Rollins.
More than that, how are we going to find a former spy? He spent a lifetime covering his tracks.
Handler. And now my cover's blown.
Your cover, so you're a spy?
Not a spy.
Quaint house for a spy.
I couldn't really discuss troop movements with you.
I'm not a spy.
Of course, a spy would deny being a spy.
You planning on keeping all those cameras Wells used to spy on us? It's kind of creepy, don't you think?
Right now, Hydra's looking for a spy within their ranks.
Trigger. Because if there is one thing that I cannot stand, it is a spy in my house.
Mac.
Reception.
Reception. Reception.
Reception.
Reception.
I got your message. You went to see your father's family.
Yeah, I tried. It wasn't the warmest reception. Okay, you know I'm right. This guy and another guy, they get into a beef over, I don't know, let's say brought at the reception.
Nope. Still no reception. Reception.
So how can you have nowhere to be?
Your turrets are blocking my reception.
Well, I'm terribly sorry about that, madam.
What did he kill?
I don't know. Somebody...
Hi, Jack. Sorry I missed your calls. My cell reception is...
Thought we'd start with a reception, then move on to training.
We'd love to stay for the reception, but we have someplace to be.
Hey, you got reception?
Yeah, Army evac's on his way.
Would you stop doing that? You look like a blind giraffe.
How the hell can there be no cell reception up here?
Welcome to Waimanalo.
With no cell reception, I want to be sure Bill can reach us.
An hour ago.
Who was he fighting with?
He was on a cell, but we get horrible cell reception in the building, so we usually go up to the roof.
I'm doing part-time at a dentist's office. Reception.
Go wherever she is.
I think she'll be at the cocktail reception tonight at the Mexican consulate.
I'll call and find out.
Carpenter.
Carpenter. Carpenter.
Carpenter.
Carpenter.
There are 16 full-time maids. We have 6 butlers, 4 carpenters, 2 painters.
Vehicles Bureau describes it as light blue 1930 Dodge sedan. The owner is a carpenter who was born in Germany, lives at 1279
Mayor's Mansion.
You're not exactly the mayor. But you are a crazy, talented carpenter, and I feel like you can make something really beautiful out of this place.
Illegal photography inside of cinemas. You take money away from carpenters who are just trying to feed and clothe their family. Closing statement.
As a result, I never really learned the art of carpentry. But I figured Jesus was a carpenter and his daddy wasn't around to teach him, so I taught myself.
That was Ava, Javi's girl.
Jesus Christ, are you a carpenter?
What do you mean?
You're still nailing that?
Cordyceps unilateralis from the tropics, which attacks carpenter ants, causing them to climb into trees.
You want to bring on 5 more men? Carpenter, 2 carpenters' mates, a gunner's mate and the cook.
I canvassed them about your reputation. The son of a carpenter.
Men skilled in the cultivation of sugar and tobacco. Magistrates to maintain order, carpenters to raise buildings, clergy to raise spirits.
Jacob Garrett. Carpenter's mate with the Intrepid.
Well, listen, I need you to put together a work detail. Find as many carpenters as you can.
What is
Exception.
Exception. Exception. Exception. Exception.
Yeah. With one exception.
I
thought you said never again.
Well, I made an exception.
Can't let it in unless I see it.
Look, I know what the rules are. I'm just asking if you can make an exception.
No, there are no exceptions. That's what we have rules.
Come north and see it. No, Johnny, my father, he doesn't go to the U.S.
Perhaps for this I'll make an exception.
Bravely?
That's the exception to the rule. You know me well enough by now to tell when I'm lying.
Because the exception is so rare.
Well, someone inside this prison took exception to that.
All right, look, I'm 5-0, all right? Make an exception, please.
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Today I'm making an exception.
If dark magic is the only thing that can break that protection spell, we need to make an exception and use it.
August was the rare exception. That's why this is so important to me.
Well, I'm a little booked up today, but I think I'll make an exception for you.
I put his hand on my knee, said he might be able to make an exception.
Patch.
Patch. Patch.
Patch.
Batch.
Send you right back.
Don't. Patch it up. Patch it up. Patch it up.
Step 1, she notices the eye patch. The eye patch. The eye patch. May I say, Penny, not a lot of women could look as hot as you do with such greasy hair.
Sounds about right. Hey, Crunch, there's some guy with an eye patch here, an eye patch here, an eye patch here to see you.
Which?
Oh!
Nobody takes liberties on my patch.
I don't know. Weasley, little bastard. But the guys that he works for, they want to take over my patch.
He was just passed over for a promotion. He slept in the supply closet, and he smells like a dead dwarf hooker. You smell it now? He's just having a rough patch.
On a train, okay, listen, I would lock eyes with you.
Uh-huh.
And I walk right up to you and I say, hey, baby, you are making me as horny as a billy goat in a pepper patch.
Stop it! That's disgusting!
So, I'm in a bit of a rough patch here.
And Rosenbaum's medicine cabinet. He's got some very deadly shit here.
All right, hang on, let me patch you, Archie.
Okay.
It's only temporary.
Not if I can't pass you through the dropship mainframe.
Hello again. Listen, I know you and Devin have been going through a rough patch.
Ban.
Ban. Ban.
Ben.
Ban.
The Catholic Youth Organization vowing a ban on baseball.
There have been rumors that you would support a permanent ban on drilling. Permanent ban on drilling. Permanent ban on drilling.
Those aren't just rumors.
I wanted to ban the book, ban the book, ban the book. As a result, I'm going to lift the ban on farting.
As mayor, she tried to ban books. Is that true?
What about the allegations that Trigg is not really her child?
Did she attend
The moment you lift the ban on Captain Vane, it was predicated on her agreement to lift the ban on Charles Vane's crew.
Now it means to ban someone who's cheating. You're 86th. Leave your chips and go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Some German cities have asked the government to ban their activity altogether. They're a disaster.
Tax increases, ban on vouchers, federal oversight. How do you expect me to get that?
More than pressure, ban vertical integration entirely. We don't have that regulatory power.
Optional.
Optional. Optional. Optional. Optional.
Oh, blank find has a speech he's trying to get out of, but the rest are confirmed.
Tell him it's not optional, not optional, not optional.
Yeah.
Can the ritual be complete?
The virgin's death is optional, as long as it's last. Main thing is that she, suffers.
I was under the impression that sleeping at Graceland was an optional. Everything's optional, DJ. It's all just a matter.
When are we gonna go for a ride together, just the two of us? Bike's optional. Bike's optional. Bike's optional.
Knock it off, Ricky.
I don't know. Oh, come on, Travis. We don't have optional participation in this class.
Oh, darling, I'm sorry. Dessert is not optional, not after I traipsed all over town to find Richard his favorite flavor of ice cream.
That pain is inevitable, and suffering is optional.
Not without knowing where Oliver is.
I thought I made it clear that leaving was not optional.
No, actually, you didn't make anything clear.
Poison.
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 Poison. Poison.
Like poison ivy? It's a poison ivy? It's a poison ivy?
It's a common rash. So it's brought on by heat and stress.
The bullet. Poison. Poison. Poison.
Piper, what are you doing? It might be poison. 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 I forgot. Well, you can't forget, okay?
The base of those cliffs are covered in the poison ivy.
live oak, sumac. 1,000 plants with thorns as big as my dick.
So he's not gonna die?
Not from poison.
I don't know. Was it the type of snake? Was it a poison that made her seem dead?
Scene. You're alive? Oh, thank God.
What does poison ivy look like? Because I think I got a...
Can you help me? Miseria cordae, modified with a single dose of poison. Its bite is almost never noticed.
Dad! What'd they shoot him up with, that weird pufferfish poison?
It's an analogous compound.
It's consistent with exposure to poison gas.
What kind of poison?
I'll need to take a lung sample, see if I can narrow it down.
Outlook.
Outlook.
Outlook. Outlook. Outlook.
His family history of melanoma may have affected his cellular outlook. Cellular outlook. Cellular outlook.
Anything that helps my patient have a better outlook, better comfort is fine by me.
I won't last another 6 months.
You gotta keep a positive outlook, Dottie. So, these are the areas accessible. The good news is that the outlook for the rest of the week is much better. With the storms clearing by Friday to leave the weekend warm.
Your Honor, you have given money to the Outlook for Israel, an organization that supports the settlements in Israel.
It is certain. It is decidedly so. Most likely. Outlook good.
Where's all the oil and the grime coming from in your life, Andy? You got a positive world outlook. Why does the world not smile happy smiles in return?
Is it my optimistic outlook, or perhaps the nostalgic fuzzies that you hear me spouting about my own upbringing?
Actually, I'm trying to keep a positive outlook on the whole thing.
Confidence. You know, sometimes when I'm feeling all stressed out about something, I go out and buy a cute top or a fun skirt, and I have a whole new outlook on life.
Doesn't matter. You'd choose the steamroller. By the time it had run over your legs, you'd already be dead from shock. It fits in with your hyper-rational outlook.
Right, so what do?
Sew him up minus a large part of the family jewels.
And his outlook.
He'll be urinating out of a bag for a very, very long time.
Explore.
Explore.
Explore. Explore. Explore.
The world just doesn't have as many mysteries anymore. There's no new continents to explore. There's no more deepest, darkest Africa.
We just to, explore it further. And,
Explore it further. Explore it further. Explore it further.
Yeah, I'm so excited to explore another planet. Explore another planet. Explore another planet, Commander.
Monkey. Descartes, Newton, Wittgenstein. To explore in the imagination what they were constrained from exploring in the physical world.
Meters.
Having lost the probe, the only way to get the data was to explore the chaos zones where the ice had cracked and re-cracked. And
if I want to explore my ideas, I just need to cloak them in the guise of Flores's defense.
But he presents you the chance to explore all the mysteries of this chamber, if you would only agree.
It's a possibility I think we should at least explore. Last night, I began to explore possible reasons why Tim Wagner wanted to dodge a DNA test.
And then with the U.S. neutralized, our enemies would be able to explore their interests unchecked.
That's right.
Beckett, their ongoing mission to explore strange new motives, to seek out new witnesses and new suspects for murder.
Angie, what he's been doing all day, I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm just trying to explore all the options.
If we explore the crater, we might be able to save everyone. He's right.
Anthony, send 3 scouts to explore the area, out to a perimeter of 5 miles, in every direction but east.
Warrant.
Warrant.
Warrant. Warrant.
Warrant.
You got a warrant? I don't need a warrant. Warrant? Warrant? I'm not a cop.
Detectives Beckett and Esposito, NYPD.
You got a warrant? You got a warrant? You got a warrant? Who are you?
Lance, it's a court of law. And under the law, I don't think your evidence is sufficient to warrant a stay of execution.
What are you doing in my apartment?
We have a warrant.
A warrant for what?
Found these in your bedroom, Miss Lance.
So open the door. We're gonna have that little talk now.
When you get a warrant, I'll open the door.
Bonnie, downstairs. Jeff upstairs, see what you can find. Here's your warrant.
Do you know why we're in your home serving you a search warrant?
Yes.
Why do you think we're here?
My friend Mark was arrested. He called me from jail and said the police had done a search warrant at his home.
You're out of a job. Warrants outstanding and are probably going to be the target of multiple lawsuits.
Sons of bitches.
If we spread that rumor, we're writing his death warrant.
Come on, nice and slow,
What's this about, sir?
I've got a warrant for your arrest.
A warrant? For what?
Big problem. Since Hamilton's body is on private property, we can't get it without a warrant. But it's going to be tough to get a warrant because without the body, we can't even prove he was murdered.
In the wake of the attacks, Captain Lance has issued an arrest warrant for the vigilante known as the Arrow, as the largest manhunt in the city's history is now underway. Captain Lance confirmed that arrest warrants have also been issued for each of the Arrow's accomplices.
What's going on?
Oh, the cops are breaking into Ethan's locker. He's got a warrant and everything.
A warrant?
Time span.
But this isn't enough to warrant suspension, Chief. No way.
Fluent.
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 Also, Mr. Zhang doesn't speak a word of English, and it says on your resume that you are fluent in Mandarin, fluent in Mandarin, fluent in Mandarin.
It does?
Smart, highly trained, fluent in 11 languages, fluent in 11 languages, fluent in 11 languages. Gage was our most effective asset.
I'm getting quite fluent. I'm getting quite fluent. I'm getting quite fluent.
You're taking German lessons.
I'm going to live there.
You'll meet a contact named Emile who can get you into Paris.
Well, it's a good thing I'm fluent in French.
And I would tone down the Telemundo. Mallory here is in Spanish 4.
See, I'm also fluent in Celtic and Elvish.
Bachelor under 30 in America. He speaks fluent Chinese and German, and he was an alternate on the Olympic curling team.
Champion 3 years in a row. I'm fluent in 4 languages and can wrestle with a menu in 5 more.
Jesus.
I have 18 hours to become fluent in Mandarin, and I can't even get on the website. So...
Three-Pete, you know who's fluent in Mandarin is Tori.
Am I crazy, or did I just hear him speak in perfect Spanish?
Yeah, fluent in 3 dozen languages, but the man has never seen say anything.
I come back around. So we combed the NYPD database for someone about Elena's age and appearance who speaks fluent Russian, in case that's relevant.
Which means we could be dealing with a highly skilled individual, fluent in spycraft, capable of creating a ghost identity that can withstand any background checks.
She's saying something.
Wonderful. Anyone fluent in bug?
She's calling for me.
Author.
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 All right, well, you can skip the quiz if you tell me which author invented the paperback book. Anyone? He was British. He also invented the cereal.
What the author in this book is trying to tell us that no matter what, the most important things in life are kindness and courage.
I understand that she dies, but there's an unwritten contract between author and cool? Sure. Between author and reader. And I feel like ending your book in the middle of a sentence sort of violates that contract, don't you think?
Okay.
Did you get that letter from your author friend?
No, he's not my friend. We're wearing 2 hats today as store owner and author of my very first children's book, Milk It.
Said that we should...
Sorry, Professor Martenstein? He was the co-author of the paper?
Yeah, he was our team leader.
Okay, look, the judge said he didn't want to grant a request to an author of pulp mystery books just because she wanted to get a little free publicity.
I just want you to know I realize how busy you are being an author and scientist. Love the last book, by the way. Not everyone can...
I'll say this definitively. I didn't author that editorial. Not a single sentence, word, comma, or period. If memory serves me, it was Mr. Kopeniak who wrote it. Why on earth he's trying to claim that I did?
I believe my husband quoted a Russian author the night he gave that toast.
Tolstoy.
Pushkin.
Solid.
Solid. Solid. Solid.
Solid.
Tell him Lehman is rock solid.
Rock solid. Rock solid.
There is ice in your heart put there by your sister. If not removed, the solid ice will freeze forever.
For your information, this is all based on solid research. Just stick with the character profile I wrote for you.
Listen, boys, this is a solid fucking effort tonight. I fucking loved it.
I know. Why can't they just use solid colors?
I shouldn't have been gaining weight.
It's solid weight. There's nothing wrong with solid weight on a man.
Only what? Yeah, I mean, it's not great on runs, but we've known him a long time. Olaf solid. We need somebody in the engine room.
And he could melt right through 4 inches of solid steel and destroy that gun forever.
Solid evidence the hood was there.
You'll be cut to pieces before he sets foot on solid ground, if it is justice that you want.
No rock or bat or any solid object went through these windows.
I recommend a week of solid bed rest.
Bed rest.
Encounter.
Encounter. Encounter. Encounter.
Encounter.
Point of intersection. Each encounter suggests a new potential direction.
It's shocking, isn't it? First time you encounter real wealth. Encounter real wealth. Encounter real wealth.
Jumped higher than I did.
I jumped higher to make myself bigger. Like when you encounter a grizzly bear in the wild, you.
These are the 3 basic questions that everyone I encounter as big are going to ask. How do we meet? Where am I from? What do I do?
And I'm ready.
Clearly, he feels prepared for the encounter as well.
After my encounter with what I now conclude to be a Grausen, I'm left with one undeniable certainty.
Here we go. I survived my encounter with Matanka Zambito thanks only to an ancient tribal ritual they used to hunt and eat the deadly Temblon.
My only experience with drugs was an encounter with a pot brownie my freshman year, by mistake.
Because you hesitated.
For you and Thea and even myself to have any hope of surviving the next encounter.
We only made it out of our last encounter because Pan led us. We need a new plan.
I had an encounter with a certain wingless fairy.
Well, the number on there is toll-free. If you encounter any problems, you can call that 24/7. Thanks.
Update. Update.
Update.
Update.
Update.
I used my judgment to change strategies. And was it your judgment not to update us? Update us? Update us?
What can I do for you?
I am with IT, and I am here to update your firmware. Update your firmware. Update your firmware.
How bad?
I noticed you two weren't in court today. I came by to give you an update. Give you an update. Give you an update.
Scientists have confirmed that there was a UFO landing in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Hawaii.
Today I wanted to update the American people on what we know about the situation in Hawaii.
Give me an update. I said, give me an update!
Of course. You want me to update the custody?
Yes, Silas becomes Shane's legal guardian.
Huh? It's Foreman. Trying to update House, but his phone's off.
Brought him for chemo. Fax Talbot 13, the latest update on the case.
Sorry. That's okay. I was just about to give a Maisie Gibbons update.
Someone just broke the blender. Who are all these people? Jamie Cruz just posted an update on Facebook that you're having a party. What?
A suitcase.
This is a huge break. That means we're looking for someone carrying the blue bag. Let's go update Captain Gates.